touching him all over. They approach and retreat everything to put pressure on, take pressure off. People do the same thing, so if you're afraid of spiders, you don't squish a spider and leave your hand there. You squish a spider and jump back, take a couple deep breaths, maybe wave your arms a little bit. And dogs need to approach and retreat too. Got a little spooky spot, so I'm going to leave it there. Woo. Good job. That's why we go back and review. I've not been good about working with these colts. Gotta be honest. I probably should only take one. The reason is that kids, dogs, and they kind of come last since they're more of a hobby. You're right. So, job. Been working with him for about 3 or 4 minutes a day. So he is a little protective of this side. See how he's keeping me from getting over there? I'm just going to start there. Turkey, you're not being the most helpful creature on the earth right now. Make sure I can move him away from me if needed. Good job. Notice he's stopped trying to eat. He's telling me that's a lot of pressure on me. Whether or not your horse will pause to eat can tell you a lot. Approach and retreat. Come down his hip. I want to make sure that I have enough control of his head that if he were to kick or do anything goofy, I can pull that head around. His leg. Apparently, today you're going to be my goofy one. Good job. Pretty soon you're going to be wearing fish. You're just going to have to get used to things under your belly. Go to the other side. Do the same thing again. Make sure I can move that head away if he tries to jump on top of me, but also pull that head to me if he tries to use his back leg. So he hasn't done a single mean thing to me. Sometimes he gets a little snorty. Sometimes he gets a little spooky. One time he jumped when I touched his belly, but it wasn't like he didn't jump on top of me or anything. That belly spot is where I get him every time. Good job, baby. Good job. What are you going to do with your forelock? Should I braid it? It's kind of messy looking. So I'm going to just keep doing this until I feel like he's not jumpy anymore. Do anything, jump or anything. I also wouldn't call it totally relaxed. For the people online who be like, oh, that colt's totally relaxed. He actually may be more relaxed with my hands nervous part is his belly. Usually it's their legs. So his belly, pretty sensitive. Might mean I try to surf with people in the puppy before I ever even go to a saddle. My plan was spend a day once they're a little further along. Spend a day desensitizing him to a sat pad, and then put a bareback pad on him, and then go to my big my kid saddle. And then once I can saddle him in my kid saddle, go to my great big reining saddle. Rub your eyes. Boy. Alright. Next up is the lead rope and the brush. I think I'm going to try to pick, unless something goes sideways, I think I'm going to try to pick up his front feet today. He's the one I'm more on a timeline for. And then my goal is to be able to run pretty far, at least this session, to run my hand all the way down his back. I really haven't made it past the rib cage with my hand, just touching him with the whip. There was a time where I don't feel like I had any self-preservation when it came to colts, but I definitely do as I've gotten older. I had a horse in college. It wasn't mine. It was through the equine management program. Bucked me off every day for 90 days. And she definitely taught me some self-preservation. Move on to the back leg. I haven't really swung a rope around his back leg yet. So I'm going to start by making sure I have control of everything. My time getting everything situated. Also like that you see me move this rope around the ground a little bit. Same thing with the blue lead rope. Trick. And then pick your big old head up. He's a food hound. Then I'm going to make sure I can move his hip with his leg. Alright. We're going to go back and review moving his hips away. If he did not move his hips away. So, looks like we're working on something different today. What we're going to work on is me being able to just stand here. Oh, so snorty. Good job. Good job. Alright. No, we're not eating right now. So, everybody's told me with Mustangs you have to review. Good job. And I would say that is entirely true. Because this is the stuff that I did with him the first day or two he was here. And now it seems like he doesn't remember. So I'm going to go back and review moving his hips away, moving his nose around. Move that hip so he doesn't try to run past me this time. Yes, that was much better. Much more sensible. Move that hip. Much more sensible. That's more what I was expecting. Asking to move that hip. Bending that nose helps me get that hip moved. Good boy. Now, good. So now all I have to do is look at that hip and he's moving it around for me. So because he forgot his hips, I'm going to make sure he giving him a little bit of a pass on that side. Now, normally I would ask them to plant that foot pivot, but that is the foot that I need to get trimmed. Oh boy. When they go through the BLM, they get ran through chutes to get their vaccines and their blood drawn, and then they get put in a squeeze chute that turns them over sideways, and they Dremel their feet or sand their feet. And I think they may have just missed this back foot on him. So he doesn't really like to plant that foot, but he'll plant this way. I'm kind of giving him a pass. I wouldn't want to ask. I should have released pressure right there. I wouldn't want to ask. Good boy. Them to do anything that is like super uncomfortable, right? The difference between uncomfortable is it just hasn't been done to you, and uncomfortable if you've got some soreness. Front feet. Good. Alright, we'll stick here. Okay. You're okay. So I'm going to ask him to take a step back. Good. Just making sure I can move him around. Alright. I was going to do the back leg rope today. But I think I'm going to start brushing him. Just help him let his guard down. I'm going to take that extra time to make sure I have a good handle on this long rope. I've always used round pen, so I don't have a round pen. But when I plunge colts, I did a lot on a rein. So I'm really having to make sure my mechanics are correct with this. Good. I like that he kept chewing the whole time. And this side. Oh, baby. He's very sweet. Baby. So my goal was to be able to cut his butt. Gotta remind myself not to be greedy just because he's being good, but I would say pretty good. Good boy. Good on both sides. Very different when I'm coming at him with a brush than when I'm putting ropes on him and stuff. He just taken away some freedom there that he's not entirely comfortable with. Let's see if I can put the rope on his neck, because this has startled me before. Oh, baby. You're a good baby. So this is a very young colt. He's got time. Remind myself he's not off to a maturity or anything. I've got time to take my time. Right here. So I ran my hand down the outside. I'm going to break. I'm going to run my hand down the inside. I just trust this colt a little bit more. So the other one, I'm a lot more worried about him reaching down and biting me. And a lot of people think of horses' weapons being their feet, which they absolutely are. They can strike out with their front feet, they can kick out with their back feet, but can also really hurt you with their teeth. I worked for a large animal vet when I was in college during the summertime. And boy, she had been bitten pretty good. It was her worst horse-related injury. So I don't like to act like the feet are no big deal. I'm just gonna see if I can barely get that foot up. Boom. So all I did is just massage his foot. I didn't really think of that as being taken away, but I want to be able to start getting him to understand that I am going to pick up that foot. I'm not going to hold it. I'm going to give it right back to him. If he were to even shift his weight, so I'm thinking about duration there. I was on his foot for a really long time, so I went ahead and gave him a break. But if he were to even shift his weight to prepare to pick up this foot, I would probably quit sooner. But the duration was a long time, so I let it go. But look which foot he has picked up. So I'm probably going to need to get him used to shifting his weight. So I'm intentionally pushing him. So what I did on that side of the neck is I just pushed him to get him to shift his weight. See how there he's bracing it into me? Boom. So I'm going to break it down even further and be like, can we shift our weight? Pressure on him. Boom. As soon as he shifts his weight over, I'm taking that pressure away. Pressure. Boom. Boom. See if we can go down the leg now. He's not shifting his weight the exact way I'd like. Boom. There it is. Good boy. I had a pocket full of grain. Let's go get it for you. Good little colt. Alright, let's give it another go. I've already led him by foot. Just FYI to anybody interested. That foot. Boom. Good job, buddy. If I can get 2 more on both sides, I'm going to put him away. I'm not even going to worry about adding duration or anything first. Bye. Bye. He actually had to put his feet underneath him for that one. The other ones I kind of set him up for. One more on both sides, and I'm gonna call it a day for him. I said I'm not worried about duration or anything. Just saying, will you let me pick up those feet? I really was rubbing to see if he would think to pick him up without me having to put pressure on him. But I ended up grabbing the hair on the back of his hoof and just pulling on that a little bit. And then the second he picked up, I released him. I'm super happy with him. So I'm going to put him up.